Hey, this is RePenWolf-Gaming, and welcome back to Valhalla. I tried messing around with some sound settings, so I think I put it up a little too much, and the music has to come down some more. Yeah, there we go. Maybe that should be enough. Like half that. So I couldn't hear myself before, but I think this game is getting close to finished, and what was it? This one? Yeah, so I made like a I have to redo this part because you guys couldn't hear me, so let's get to it. I think it's day 17 break, right? Yeah. Note to self, buy oil for that door. I think so, yeah. Okay. Where do I go from here? I think Jill should ask herself that. I don't see that song here. I'll just start up from the back. I think I like these songs better back here, though. Base of Titans, City Never Sleeps. Okay. This one's a little bit louder. Alright then. Gil, you're in my spot, please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning one of Boss's chicken buckets. Did Boss ask you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. Greetings. Ah, Stella, what can I get you? I'll go with a Bleeding Jane today. Pizza with double cheese and wait, no, this is a bar. I think the last time I made a comment about this drink, I thought it was like a, what's it called? Like a Bloody Mary. But there's actually no alcohol in this one, so it's more like a VA drink. Has anybody ever tried one of those? I was actually quite a fan of it, to be honest. I like the tomato juice. Every now and again, you can't drink a lot of it, but I like it. So this is a double, correct? Yeah, 2, 6, 6, and we blend it. There we go. There you go. Thank you. What brought you here today? Waiting for Sai? Say? Came by myself, actually. I was in the area and stopped to say hi. Oh. It's pretty interesting, though. When I first saw you, I doubted you'd ever come here again. Well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So quiet and secluded. It's also clean. Really clean. Gil's the one you can know that to. The guy takes pride in how he cleans how clean he keeps things around here. You ever need cleaning staff, he's a nice pick. Really? He's a bit out of it today, though. I see. Hey Jill, have you ever heard of the new gold rush in the city? Gold rush? Everyone is paying small fortunes to get their hands on pieces of white knight suits. I think I heard or read something about that, but I'm having doubts, so probably not. In any case, how is it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, but after the events at the bank... After the events at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, breaking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right there and fled when the lynchings went on. Any white knights still stuck in their suit had to take their armor off manually to run away. It all happened in the middle of the lynchings, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. Some weren't that lucky. They got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So between the suits becoming glorified paperweights, many white knights going on the run, there ended up being a lot of junk lying around. The whole scientific community is rejoicing. They're on a race to reverse engineer the suits, take as much technology as possible from them. And of course, even single pieces of the armor fetch a high price these days. Can anyone see any profits from that research just to justify those expenses? It's new tech. A whole new field ripe with patents just open for many. So I'd say yeah. Huh. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks. I can see how. There is one weird case though. There's this guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique Blitzkrieg Corps unit. Unique? The guy had a really small unit, 5 people, including himself. The aesthetics of his unit's armor was heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad of Henshin heroes? Hen what? They looked really gaudy, but it turned out that the guy actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He's one of the few, if not the only, suits of armor with the OS intact. To say they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement. You know a lot about this. It's interesting, the amount of things you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps put on a front that makes people lower their guard. That should sound familiar to you. True. Wait. Here's a freebie, a fun fact. The failsafe was originally going to involve the armor blowing up and leaving no traces. Regulations and laws didn't allow that kind of technology near civilians. I guess even Zabatsu Corps has its limits, huh? People love to demonize Zabatsu Corps because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. They're not evil overlords, they're just greedy. They're just a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamounts to a city-state. The corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. I've heard horror stories from people outside the city about trying to use product placement. If you so much as hold a bottle the wrong way or get in the way of a logo, you'll be in for lots of trouble. Let's not start with theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own. Then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown. He has no power anyways. He's just the front that whatever council behind Zabatsu Corps chose. He makes a fool of himself, and the attention is taken away from whatever it is that Zabatsu Corps is actually doing. Yeah. So what were you saying? Is that Glitch City is basically a huge theme park? I've called the White Knights glorified mall security in the past, so yeah. No, seriously, Hen what? Can I get a Brantini here, please? Sure. Jane, or Jill, you're not any help today. Brantini's. We're making a big one. Maybe we can make our goal. I think it's 6 now. Yep. 2 chemistries, aged next. Here. Thanks. So I'll take it you're in a good mood today. Does it show? A bit. Yeah, well, I managed to nab a couple of tickets for the Kiramiki Encore concert. Nice. Alright, as it turns out, she was just here. Again? I'm sorry. Again? Can't believe I just missed her. I was surprised too. I was more surprised she remembered my name though. And like last time, she was quite the graceful client. Man, so those rumors about her being really nice in person were actually true? Amazing. And you always want the famous people to be nice in real life. Having such backing to that claim to hear that she's so nice to everyone, it's nice to hear, you know? In fact, many think that's what made her so famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her someone everyone wants to root for. I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Although to be honest, I never put much thought into that one. Hell, half the time I had no idea who made what I used, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far though. My dad always insisted that being ruthless in the boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. He has actually managed to get certain contracts over other more powerful people. All thanks to being a nice guy, overall. Sounds like good advice. Well, more importantly, Daddy, do you really believe me saying she was just here that easily? I'm not the kind to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. That said, can you go to the concert so easily? What about security and the like? My dad is a unit keeping an eye on me from a distance, and you'd be surprised at how easily I disguise myself with just a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I could get in the disabled line with Say in her wounds. Though she'll probably nag me about how she doesn't need it and we shouldn't abuse that. Yeah. Hey, can you get me a classic drink? Sure. Classic. That's a type, right? Beers are 200. Frothy waters are 150. Bean James. Let's get her a beer. Oh, the song just changed real quick. What happened? Music? Settings? Hello? What happened? That's so weird. I've never seen that before. Alright. Huh. I can't get into the settings, so maybe it turned off by itself. 2 Bronson extracts, 1... Oh, we're making a double, right? 2 flanner guides, 4 camera trees. We'll make it 8. I think that's 8. 2, 4... 2, 4... and mixed. There. Yeah, the sound turned off by itself. That's so weird. Let's go showtime. Thank you. Do you have many servants around the house, Stella? I do, but they've been with us for so long. They're pretty much family. My dad had always said that if you earn someone's trust, they'll gleefully work for you, and everyone wins. He even had a young gardener that left to study engineering, and he actually came back. He still comes by every weekend to tend the plants. Man, that sounds nice. Let me know if you're ever needed in a job. I might find you something. Thanks for the offer. Wait. I just realized something off the top of the whole tech gold rush story. What would it be? Wouldn't all that tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack it in the first place, but that'd be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't? The Batsu Corps have been so paranoid about making the White Knights untouchable that they never patented anything. A patent would be in a database that someone could hack and retrieve valuable info from. Not to mention, they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. No patent registry in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal, let alone how it immobilized everyone still inside one of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so using suits that are by all means illegal. The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it though? When you have so much money, you start thinking you can screw around with the rules. All that power makes you think you're above every law there is. And this city is what happens when those with money start making the rules. I'm curious though, have you ever covered up any fuck-ups by using money? I think we've all done things we're not too proud of at some point in our lives. Well, Jill, I gotta go. Always a pleasure. She sidestepped that question pretty well. Please come again. Oh, Alma. No hello? You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? It's basic courtesy, something I will fight to uphold. First the greeting stop, then saying please and thanks stops, and before you know it, boom, total anarchy. You're exaggerating. I'm not. In fact, I'll go through that door again, and I expect you to properly greet me this time. Fine. Hello, Joe. Once upon a night, a midnight dreary, lie pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." You overdid it. You totally overdid it. Quaff the bartender. I did not. So you like poetry? I had a phase. Can I get you something? Let's start with a big cobalt velvet. Sure. Big cobalt velvet. When I was a bit younger, I was much more into writing poetry and prose. Nowadays, I just can't really find the time. People seem to like what I write. It's oh, I messed up somewhere. I forgot the rocks, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chemitrine. Rocks mix. There we go. Here. Thanks. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering about for a while. Does the name Shadowmaster69 Chronicles ring any bells? Uh-oh. Well, you went pale. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. May 22nd, today my daily card readings told me that I meet great change thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me I had been picked for an inter-school contest with my latest essay. I just knew a scientific theory on the idea of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. Soon I'll bring the world into occult science singularity. Later entries don't seem to have gone that well though. Mentions of being laughed at, being lectured on why the essay was wrong. Jill? I made sure to delete that blog. No evidence should be left. I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head. I have all that stuff archived. Yeah, you should be careful what you put on the internet. It's just that shit never dies, unless you find people to scrub that information for you. But even then, like, all that stuff is stored on servers all across the world sometimes. Why? Sheesh, relax. It's not that bad. What do you mean it's not that bad? Don't you realize how embarrassing it all is? We've all been young, Jill. Relax. I mean, younger... I mean, before the advent of, like, widespread technology and the internet, the mistakes you had just got forgotten in the past. But nowadays, it's enshrined for all eternity. It's a scary thought. It's not like you're still like that nowadays. That would have been embarrassing. You're not still like that, right? Gods no, I gave up on that whole cult stuff. Just that remembering all that stuff is... brr. I don't know, I like the way you looked. All dressed in black with a rare accessory popping out, thanks to the colors. I mean, at least you had the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself. So you have a pick. Oh god, you have a fucking pick. Why do you do this to me? Why do you dig out the sins of my past? I was bored. Last Friday I had to take my mind off the whole Danya thing, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking past internet activity. Please don't run background checks like that. I just used a search engine, you know? I didn't request documents or anything. What led you to the page? You do realize your main mail account everywhere is still the one you used back then, right? Like I said, relax. You're obsessed with occultism. I wanted to kiss all the boys. And I kind of almost accomplished that in middle school, which still sort of haunts me today. Never underestimated the lengths old classmates will go to track you down. Especially if they think you're still the girl that kissed them for fun and they're lonely to boot. A lot of things we're not too proud of as adults. Now I know your criminals feel like when evidence is used against them. I have to ask though, why the 69? It was supposed to be the 6'9", not 69, like in reference to both the lovers and the hermit. I was convinced it meant wise choices. Jill, there is nobody that would read that as 6'9". I was 12 at the time. Even at 12, I fucking knew what a 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then? You have no idea. Well, let's sweeten up things a bit. I'll have a sugar rush. Sure. Sugar rush. 4 Adelaides. 2 powdered deltas. An optional counter train. Go to the brim. They're trying to make money. Not that it's gonna help, I don't think. Here we go. This is the thing. Say, Alma, speaking of the past, what was your last long-term relationship like? That's sudden. You dug through my past. I've earned the right to dig through yours. Fine, fine. Long-lasting relationships, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing? Yep. Well, I've had about 4 boyfriends who I describe as such that I've introduced to my family and all. The first one was high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. That's a pretty good reason, yep. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight and me just saying, keep the fucker. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought it'd be funny to punch me in the arm. It starts with a friendly hit and before you know it. Anyway, I don't know, some girls... treating the girl that you like as like another guy, that can backfire pretty bad. I don't know, I prefer my women more feminine. And treating her like one of the guys is kinda like making her a bro. That's just a little weird. Anyway, the other guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interested in marriage, but he wanted to get married after only half a year or so of knowing him. And then there's Richard. Who? Spent almost 4 years with him. We got along pretty well, we had awesome chemistry, I truly loved him. As time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family. He didn't? Moreover, he wasn't a family person, he distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even just for a little bit, that maybe he'd change his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. At one point I just had to break up with him. I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will you? Sure. Wait. Yeah. Not having the option to have kids one day is, for me, somewhat of a deal breaker too. I definitely want kids myself. Thanks for telling me that, by the way. Don't mention it. Okay, one more question and we're even. Wow, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away. What age did you get those implants in your boobs? That's a bit rude. Jill, I love you, and I know you're saying that in jest. But I lived through so many rumors about me getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, in honoring our friendship, I'll just say this. They're real and they're spectacular. Now ask the real question before I slap you. I'll grant you one and only one chance to call me by my full name as a compensation then. I'll gladly take your offer. It's funny that you mentioned slapping, because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped? Chopped? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is that I spend lots of time typing, and these replacements help me avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. I mean, my hands, when I play League of Legends, jeez. Oh. There's other utilities like how I can interface with many devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses. You know, I wonder if, a glove might be simpler of some sort. If I move my index finger, it acts like the computer's cursor. There's lots more, but they are small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud. How did your family take the operation? They took it well enough, except for my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital to ask for my hands. Don't you miss them? Sometimes, but just during emotional moments, but as luck would have it, someone else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was this young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if you were compatible and all that. I mean, implants are not everyone's first choice, but then get a natural replacement. Bit of cosmetic treatment and could pass off as her original hand with no problem. As I heard we were compatible and the family agreed to donation. I find it so awesome and like mind-blowing that we can reattach severed like limbs or at least digits and things like that, you know, and it'll be functional again. So crazy. I mean, from what I understand, it's not like full, like 100% going back to how to explain it, like full dexterity, but to be able to get anything back after that and not have it like, oh man, it's yeah, I don't know what became of her, but I hope she's fine. And you didn't tell your mom about that. Excuse me. I didn't want her pestering the poor girl. So are we cool now? Are we even now? Are we? You were pretty pissed about my comment regarding your boobs. Again, I'm sorry. It sounded a lot less rude in my head. Yeah, don't worry about that. Besides, I get to call you Julianne once. Now you don't. Oh, why? You just called me by my full name. Are you serious? One chance and only one chance, and you just used it up. Damn it. Surprise. Hey Alma, this might be a weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts? Hey. Not particularly, no. Although there was this paper I read once that was quite interesting. It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then acted as a collective hive mind through residual brainwaves. The result would basically be an image not unlike a hologram. Of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in a body. Even 5% of the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. It's not like brainwaves are potent enough to create those reactions. Still, an interesting read though. I see. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you convince yourself that you're crazy. Well, I'll leave it then. See you tomorrow. See ya. All done? And what about you, Gil? For some reason, the idle girl left him like that, it seems. You think? It might have been while he was out. True. Hey boss, you're a fan of wrestling, aren't you? I mean, you were a wrestler, so... That I am. Yeah, why? I was wondering, isn't wrestling fake? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens with 8th grade syndrome? 8th grade what? When you get down to it, wrestling is as real as soap opera. I mean, you don't really expect a legal lawsuit to be fixed in a ring, right? Sure. In my ideal world, you would solve legal problems through good old wrestling, but... No, seriously. 8th grade what? But you don't go around calling soap operas fake. Old boss, super confident, nothing can keep her down. The show, it just so happens to use fights as an expression. You might as well see it as a unique form of theater. Besides, considering the injuries many wrestlers suffer, it's not all fake. Didn't think about it that way. And sadly, I won't stand for anyone bad-mouthing wrestling. So now I have to go and break Gil's back to make you humble. Oh well, wait, well what? Come here, fuckboy! Fuckboy! Ah! 8th grade what? Oh, we almost made it. Oh no! We're off by 300, like 250. What? No! Oh, your rent contract is now invalid. Please vacate the place by February or discuss a renewal with your landlord. This will distract her at work. We can get a renewal. Oh. Okay. The alley where you found me is pretty comfortable. Quite, yo. Shit. Yeah, we'll just read a couple articles to, you know. The current regulations preventing Lilum looking too human have been working well so far. The Glitch City's government is planning to create even more new laws so as to enforce robot-like features among the Lim in a bid to reduce identity theft. Glitch City, the first nation to adopt the current standard in artificial intelligence and robotics, was the first to allow robots into normal society, quickly giving them necessary rights so as to sustain a long-term experiment about their role in human evolution. Unfortunately, the first year saw numerous reports of identity theft, resulting in the need for more stringent measures. It is unknown what kind of laws we'll have in the future regarding their existence. People look more robotic by the day too. Cyborgs. This one. After the Great Earthquake, salvage agents are the new rage. The Great Earthquake that sank large portions of the world 5 years ago also created an unexpected new profession: salvage agents. Summer Aki is one of these salvagers, and she shares her experience with the augmented eye. Seeing big cities like Tokyo and places like Caracas, several kilometers below the ocean's surface, that's something that gets to you, you know? Millions lived there before the Great Earthquake, and it's on me to retrieve their memories, their lives. Aki is now working to retrieve items from a research facility in the Tanegashima Island in Japan. In Australia? Australia is a tad more complicated than that. What happened to Australia? There's this, when we saw the chapter 3 and like the noise blared out, I didn't really get to think about it at the time, but the moon lost like a huge chunk of itself. I wonder if that like destabilized the Earth in a way somehow. So like if a nuke went off up there, like powerful enough to chunk out the moon of that proportion, would that like destabilize the tectonic plates of the Earth and like the waves and all that? It probably would. Valhalla. The name sounds silly and a bit hard to pronounce. Good thing it's actually called Valhalla. The funny numbers and letters are just a code. Anyway, I visited this cute and small bar downtown twice after getting lost for a bit. I think the area was called Neon District. At first it was a bit scary because I forgot my way back, but once I got in there I felt really safe and at home. Bartenders are a bunch of sweethearts, and the boss was such a class act. I even took a photo with her and sent a video to her little sister. I look forward to visiting again. The drinks were tasty, even though they weren't made of real alcohol. I don't know if I want a bar to suddenly become a fan of tourism hotspot. So, what in this world doesn't use alcohol to get you drunk, right? I thought it was the alcohol that penetrated the blood-brain barrier to actually get you drunk in the first place. I have no idea. But yeah, we made it through that part. I'm not sure if I have to do, let me check. Yeah, this part again. So I did the break and I went into here. I might even have to do this part again. Well, we'll figure it out in a bit. I'll see you guys later. Bye.